Hello, May class, and welcome to your next science lesson. In the previous lesson, we were doing a cold task on our new topic of the water cycle. So today's lesson, we are continuing on from yesterday, and we are going to be learning our key vocabulary words for the topic. So there is going to be a knowledge organizer that I will share with you, and this will help you with this work. So by the end of this lesson, you will be introduced to the topic's key vocabulary words. You will learn and explore the definitions of each key vocabulary word that we have, and you should be able to write definitions in your own words to show your own understanding of the vocabulary words that we have gone through. So let's begin by looking at our knowledge organizer. So this will allow us to get a picture of what this topic is going to be about. So I'm going to show you the knowledge organizer now. So let me just share it. Okay, this is your knowledge organizer that I'm going to share with you. It's got your key vocabulary there. I'm going to read the words out for you. So the first one is water cycle. So say that with me. Water cycle. Water cycle. We have evaporation. Evaporation. Condensation. Condensation. Temperature. Temperature. Water vapor. Water vapor. Liquid. Liquid. Precipitation. Precipitation. Gas. Gas. Solid. Solid. Collection. Collection. And you can see from the small image, we've got collection in the river there, then evaporation going up, condensation's up in the clouds, and precipitation is coming down. And that is our water cycle. You can see in the other pictures, the collection, the evaporation, the condensation that shows you on a window there, and the precipitation, the rain falling down. So by the end of this topic, you will be able to identify the parts played by evaporation and condensation in the water cycle, and you should be able to associate the rate of evaporation with temperature. And you'll see how temperature helps with evaporation. So we will look a little bit more into that. Okay. We're going to go through our key vocabulary for our new topic, the water cycle. Without knowing our key vocabulary, it would be tricky to talk about our new topic. So we've just gone through the vocabulary words together from our knowledge organizer. The very first one is the water cycle. And now a water cycle is the continuous movement of water within the earth and the atmosphere. Think about a cycle as something that carries on and on and on and on. So it will happen. So you'll have the condensation, precipitation, the collection, the evaporation, into the condensation, precipitation, collection, evaporation. It's like a cycle. It carries on. So if you can imagine a wheel going round and round and round, it's a continuous movement within the earth and the atmosphere. Evaporation. So evaporation is when a liquid is heated and becomes a gas. You may have seen this, for example, when your adult is boiling a kettle. Sometimes you can see the steam coming up. So you've got the evaporation of the liquid. It's turning into a gas. Condensation. So condensation is when a gas cools and becomes a liquid. When you've got a lot of steam, for example, in the kitchen, you may have noticed before that when the steam collects on the window, it turns into a liquid. So it turns back into water. So the gas then changes. It cools down, the gas cools down and becomes a liquid. Temperature. Now, temperature looks at how hot or how cold something is. So a degree of hotness or coldness that can be measured by using a thermometer. And your thermometers may look very different comparing to what kind, depending on what kind of thermometer you have in the house or in your medicine box or anything like that. Water vapor. So water vapor is when water is heated to the point where it becomes steam-like. And that vapor is obviously the water changing into a gas. It becomes like steam. Liquid is the state that is in between a solid and a gas. So it's not a solid thing, it's not a gas, it's a liquid. It's the in-between state of something. So precipitation is the release of water from the sky. Quite simply, it's things like rain. So up once the water is condensed and we have it, precipitation is the rain or the release of the water from the sky. A gas is a state of matter. It's something that we can't see. So we things like gas on a stove, or gas in the air. So things like breathing out our carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is a gas, but obviously we can't see the carbon dioxide we're breathing in, breathing out, just like we can't see the oxygen that we're breathing in. Solid. So an object that keeps its shape is a solid object. Collection is when water gathers, and they can gather in things like lakes and rivers and oceans. So it gathers somewhere, a big pile of water. It can be in a puddle, it can be a swimming pool. That is a collection of water. So your 3 challenges are as follows. You're going to make, define, and create. Make a list of the key vocabulary words and keep them somewhere where you can refer back to them. Define the key vocabulary words using your own words. You're going to use your own understanding of the vocabulary words to create a definition for each one of those words. And then finally, you are going to create sentences using these key vocabulary words so that we can see that you have understood how to use the words that have been given to you. Don't forget to share your work with us on Tapestry, and please make sure that your work is uploaded onto Tapestry by 4 p.m. this afternoon.